Islanders, how old is too old? We're talking about the age of cruise ships today. And does the age of a cruise ship affect whether or not you will sell a cruise ship? A major cruise line CEO recently shared some news about when they will retire ships. How old do they have to be? We're sharing that. Plus, we're sharing news of a recent experience of a Carnival cruiser. This Carnival cruiser said his cruise was ruined because something that Carnival did to him. We will share that. We also have news from Royal Caribbean as they share more of their ships will be going on shorter 3, 4, 5-day cruises rather than 6, 7, and 8-day long cruises. We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Thursday to all you Islanders. We hope that you're having a great day. We're on Island Time. I'm your host, Derek. Let's drop our anchors and take some time to relax in the islands together. I don't know about you, but I need this time. I've been in meetings and calls and trying to meet deadlines all day that do not involve cruising. And I need the next 10 or 12 minutes to free myself, free my brain, spend all my effort, time, and energy into cruising. I know you do too. Let's spend 10 or 12 minutes catching up on cruise news. And we're going to start the show with this. Cruise ship age. You and I book cruises all the time, and we book these cruises on different factors and determinations, like itineraries, like pricing, like what cabins are available. And yes, sometimes we choose our ship in our cruise based on the age of the ship itself. When was the ship built? When did the ship last have a dry dock? What's the condition of the ship? We pay good money. We want a nice ship. And of course, in today's ever-changing world, a lot of passengers want the newest, shiniest, largest thing. When sometimes there are cruise ships that are 5, 10, 20, 30 years old that are still nice, even though they have some age on them. I thought it was interesting that Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, while they were sharing their 2024 earnings report, also shared some information about how long they plan on keeping some of their older ships. And let's face it, Norwegian does have some older ships in the fleet, much like other cruise lines do as well. And you probably remember when COVID started and the pandemic was going year after year, cruise lines offloaded, they sold, they scrapped some of their cruise ships to save some money, to get some money just to stay afloat. Harry Sommer, though, Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings president and CEO, shared this about their cruise ships and how long they're going to have their cruise ships around, some of their older ones. I would like to point out that the oldest ships in our fleet are from 1998 and 1999. What were you doing in 98 and 99 is my question. So none of them has reached 30 years yet, and we believe our ships can get to 35 years or beyond. So there's a little bit of room there to go before we have to be aggressively considering ship retirements. This struck me because Amanda and I receive calls all the time and emails that say, hey, we want to go on a cruise. Here's the week. Here's what we want to leave out of. We don't care the cruise line, but we don't want a cruise ship older than 10 years. For some reason, people use that 10-year mark as determining whether or not a cruise ship is old. When you think of an old cruise ship, how old do you think the cruise ship is? Is the cruise ship old after 10 years? But here's Harry Sommer saying, we're going to keep some of these ships until they're 35 years or even beyond. Can you think of a 40-year-old cruise ship? The innovations that have to take place now. I'm going to give credit where credit is due with Norwegian. A large group of us just sailed the Norwegian Getaway out of New Orleans over Thanksgiving. The ship is 10 years old. You would have thought it was her inaugural sailing, no lie. And Harry Sommer mentioned this. One of the blessings of coming on after the previous CEO, who was a huge believer in investing in our product, is that our ships are extraordinarily well maintained. And I give Norwegian credit. They spend the money to keep their ships up to date. When their ships go to dry dock, they spend millions of dollars on them. Royal Caribbean does the same thing, right? Allure of the Seas they're going to spend $100 million to be amped up, hoping that that cruise ship can have a life expectancy of 30 and 35 and 40 years. There are other cruise lines who don't spend as much money making sure that their ships are maintained. And you can tell sometimes you get what you pay for. This was very interesting to me, and I wanted to reach out to you islanders to ask you a couple of questions. Number one, how old does a cruise ship have to be before you consider that ship old? And do you look at the age of a cruise ship when you're booking your cruise? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. We're going to move to the second story here. A Carnival cruiser who says that their cruise was ruined after Carnival took something from them upon embarkation. These people were staying in a balcony cabin, and one of their favorite things to do in cruising is to sit on that balcony in the morning and enjoy a cup of coffee. And I'm with this couple. I order from room service a whole pot of coffee. They will bring you a whole pot of coffee. You sit there, you pour your cup, you look at the wide blue yonder, and you sit there and you can just think about things. You can listen to music on your phone. You can have your earbuds. You can read. You can watch the sun come up. You can watch the sun go down with a glass of coffee. This couple loved this tradition so much, they brought their own coffee maker on board, and this is where they say their cruise experience was ruined. The vibe was ruined was because of Carnival. Here's what the person said. They wrote John Hild. They brought their own Mr. Coffee machine on board with them because they like their own coffee. Here's what they wrote to John Hild. We had our Mr. Coffee confiscated on our Carnival Radiance Journeys cruise, John. This ruined the experience we had been looking for many months. As a diamond cruiser, we should A, have the right to bring a pot of coffee with us, or a coffee pot with us, and B, have a coffee maker in our room. I was told by someone we met at the chef's table dinner that they always have their portable French press and that it gets through security just fine. I would like an explanation to this, John. So their coffee maker, Mr. Coffee, not allowed on board. It's not actually, when you look at the policy of Carnival Cruise Line. Well, here's how it reads. His is exactly what it says. Carnival's policy: electrical and household appliances containing any kind of heat element, such as irons, clothing steamers, immersion heaters, heated blankets, water heaters, coffee machines, hot plates and toasters, heating pads, humidifiers. They're not allowed on. You can't bring them on. That's in the policy. You can look it up. So yes, the item was confiscated and the cruiser was upset. John Hill did respond to this person, and he shared this. Thank you so much for writing, and thank you for your loyalty. Well, I checked Uncle Google and our website, and Mr. Coffee cannot be brought on board, just as Madame Le French Press cannot be brought on the ship either. This person as well, a lot of people are talking about their statement when they said, as a diamond cruiser. As a diamond cruiser. And listen, I can say it that way. Next month, I'll be a diamond cruiser. As a diamond cruiser. As a diamond cruiser doesn't get you anywhere at all. Great perks. You get the great card. You're another cruiser. You're a platinum cruiser, a gold cruiser, a red cruiser, and a blue cruiser. That's it. That's all there is to it. You can be loyal to the cruise line, but cruise lines, they have all kinds of passengers. That diamond cruiser gets you nowhere, and I can say that as almost within 30 days of a diamond cruiser. Islanders, do you think this person should have got their Mr. Coffee and been able to enjoy coffee on their balcony at the same time? Do you enjoy coffee on your balcony? Share your thoughts with us below. And I'm going to share this. Royal Caribbean, we've been waiting for their schedule to be released for 2026 and 2027 short sailings. Royal starting to roll these things out. And one thing that Royal Caribbean is doing is they're changing their business just a little bit. They're dedicating more ships, and some of their largest ships, to short cruises rather than long cruises. Amanda and I, we cruise short cruises sometimes. We usually cruise long cruises, and I will go on either. I'll say that from the top of the story. I will go on either cruise. I prefer the long cruise. Of course, I'm sure most of you do as well. But Royal Caribbean is kind of changing the game. Royal Caribbean and other cruise lines make a ton of money on short cruises. The number of people that buy the drink package on shorter cruises is higher than on longer cruises. The number of people that buy internet is higher. A lot of people have the same budget when it comes to the casino and the spa and things like that. They are money makers. Why do you think Royal Caribbean's newest ship, the Utopia of the Seas, is selling short cruises? Royal Caribbean has announced that in Texas and in several ports in Galveston, Many of their ships will be sailing short cruises in 2026 and 2027. The Utopia of the Seas, Wonder of the Seas, one of the largest ships in the world, Harmony of the Seas, Oasis of the Seas, all of them are going to sail short cruises. And all these cruise ships are going to a lot of their private islands. Perfect Day at Coco Cay, Royal Beach Club Paradise in the Bahamas, which is going to open up in December of 2025. There's also a Royal Beach Club in Cozumel going to open up in 2026. Short cruises plus a private island. You don't have to pay as much port taxes and fees. They're raking in the money. But this does not excite me at all, especially some of the larger ships. When you look at the Utopia, go ahead and Google it. Google the Wonder of the Seas. Google the Allure of the Seas. These are huge ships, some of the largest ships in the world. There's no way you can possibly do everything on the ship in 4 days or 5 days. But maybe, just maybe, that's the reason why, or a reason why, Royal Caribbean is moving these ships to do short cruises, because you're going to book another cruise because you didn't get to do everything. If I have the choice, I'm going on a longer cruise. And if you look at some of these shorter cruises, they are the price of a 6, 7, or 8 day cruise. Islanders, what do you prefer? Do you like this move by Royal Caribbean and possibly other cruise lines to move more of their ships to doing shorter cruises, which in turn means there's less ships doing longer cruises, which means if the demand stays the same, the price of those longer cruises goes up? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. That is the cruise news for today. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you got some time in the islands to relax just a little bit, get your mind off things. We can't wait to see your comments in the comment section. We'll see you on our Facebook page and tomorrow right here on Island Time.